I thought that was a great game by the Flyers. They win 5-2 in New York. They beat the Islanders. And listen, this is now the second time in 6 games where they go into their building and take care of business. On top of that, the Flyers were down 1-0 on a fluky goal in this game, and you're going up against a fantastic defensive squad, and you still find a way to fight back. And there was a ton of passion in this game between both teams. Very emotional game. The Islanders were frustrated. Jakub Voracek throws that bad hit that really sparked everything up on Johnny Boychuk. And I'll be honest with you, you have your back turned. If you're Voracek and the puck's coming around, you have your back turned knowing a defenseman is coming in at you. You have 2 options. Either get wrecked from behind, which I feel like isn't the right thing to do, or you give a little, how do you do back? It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't a cheap shot, dirty move to the head, elbow. Like, no, calm down. It was a play that resulted in an injury, but there was no intent to murder Boychuk or hit him cheaply. There was no intent. Boychuk was coming after Voracek with his back turned. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Just allow him to rock you? So I think that was totally blown out of proportion from the Islanders' perspective to say that this guy's a cheapo, get him out of the league, fine him. Get the hell out of here. Like, let's be real. Get the hell out of here. But Voracek back in the lineup, Nolan Patrick back in the lineup. Yeah, that created spark for this team offensively. It was just a really good team win by the Flyers, and beating up on the New York Islanders twice now in a really short period of time is great. The Islanders are a really good team, and the Flyers are rolling. You have multi-point nights from everyone. Like I said, being down 1-0 early, fighting back in that first period, getting a goal by, why am I drawing a blank? Ryan Hartman gets his first career goal with the Philadelphia Flyers. JVR cracks one in there right before the period ends, and we have the lead going into the second. Bang, bang, bang. The Flyers score 3 goals in the second, 2 kind of early within the first 5 minutes or so, and it was just tremendous. Sean Couturier gets on the board, and Nolan Patrick gets on the board. Travis Konechny comes down on a 3-on-1, rips it short side. Who's your daddy? What's he do? It was just a really great game. And looking at the multi-point nights here, Ghost with 2 assists, Sanheim with 2 assists, Voracek with 2 assists, and a big-time emotional leader tonight. Absolutely, he's the player of the game, in my opinion. JVR gets 2 points. Cutesy on the board with a goal. Patrick on the board with the goal. Provorov logging in minutes, talking about being a D-man that we've seen in the past who played phenomenal. Ivan Provorov logged some minutes tonight and played a role. I'm proud of this team for not giving up, that's for sure, and I still continue to say that it seems like the journey might just be too steep, but where they have come from is insanely remarkable, as we have a chance to crack into this even more on Monday against the Ottawa Senators, who stink, and we need that. That'll help us crack back into this Montreal Canadiens lead, who's above us, and the Blue Jackets beat the Penguins tonight, and there's just so much involved in so many teams, with the Carolina Hurricanes also involved, and so many points to try and grab. But when they're playing well, that's all they can control right now, is how well they actually play. Brian Elliott, 27 shots. He saves 25 of them. A couple big saves there throughout the earlier part of the game when it was still kind of close before the Flyers ran away with it. But yeah, I mean, Voracek was the emotional leader tonight. They were going after him all night long after that hit. They were being immature about it. Like, shut the hell up. Johnny Boychuk pointing at him saying, he's going to get it. Shut the hell up. Like, shut the hell up. It wasn't that bad. Interference? Yeah, I mean, maybe you could call an interference, but to make it seem like it was this dirty, cheap, intentional elbow to the jaw, elbow to the face, like, no, he was just making sure he didn't get rocked as a D-man is coming up his half wall. It wasn't that bad. But I'm proud of the Flyers. I love when they play like this. When they play a game like this where they dominate, they beat up on a good team and show the entire time that they are in control for the most part. When they did go down early, it was such a fluke. It was such a fluke. And we respond in the back end of that period. It was awesome. Hartman banging away there, kind of like a shimmer goal. And JVR getting on the board with a couple seconds left. I love the way the team played all around. Even in the defensive zone. The the Islanders were pissed off and frustrated all night for not being able to create great scoring chances, insane scoring chances. Now, they take pride in their defense. That's their big thing. They are a great defensive team. And think about it, though. Think about how many goals we've lit up on them in the last 2 games. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to watch a team play like that. You don't know what you're going to get, honestly, every night when the Flyers step on the ice, and that's just reality. But with their backs up against the wall, they really are playing at an elite level, and I've gave this man credit 1,000,000 times, and here's 1,000,001. Scott Gordon has done a phenomenal job keeping the Flyers at this rate. I would have never imagined in a million years when they went on this hot run that they'd be able to keep it up to this extent, and they really are. Now, the problem is the teams above us are playing good too, and our gap was so obnoxiously big that it might just be too much to handle, but I am stunned that the Flyers are keeping it up to this level. I mean, guys are really playing hard. Guys are really playing tough, and Konechny's putting the puck in between the net, and it's just great to see. I love the way that kid plays the game, and he has stepped up big time. That 3-on-1, look off everyone else, ripper, amazing. Nolan Patrick in the slot, making plays happen. He's awesome to see, and it's great to see him come back from being out of the lineup and contributing. And the defenseman, who's a young D core, they played well. It's just awesome to actually see this team play with this type of passion. Now, I was listening to a little bit of the post-game show, and there's a stretch coming up here after the Ottawa Senators. Here it is. And this could really be big. This can really define what's going to happen here. And we play the Caps at home. How about a revenge factor? Huh? How about that? We need to step up big time. We play Toronto in Toronto. We play the Penguins in Pittsburgh. We play the Canadiens. You got the Islanders again. Now, the Blackhawks are thrown in there, and they're kind of an team, but you skip over that, and you have the Capitals again, and you have the Maple Leafs, the Hurricanes. There's a stretch coming up here where, you know, it really is going to tell how this is all going to play out. It's not impossible to do this, and something tells me this will be the most Flyers thing ever to find a way to make it in the last game of the season when we need to win and we need another team to lose, and it all maps out for us because that's the Flyers. Why wouldn't it be? But I think there's more like a 10% chance of that happening compared to really happening. I'm just saying I can see that being a Flyers way to do this. Realistically, I just think the gap is too big. That's how I see it from a realistic standpoint. You got to give them props, though. They're playing hard. Players are stepping up. They're playing with emotion. They're not sinking. They're just not sinking every single day. For the most part, obviously, capital games get thrown in there. But all around, when you take a look at the stretch we're on, you have to be amazed. You have to be amazed with what they're doing because it's not easy. It's not easy. At some point, you would think fatigue would settle in. This team has to give 180% for the last 25 games. Some teams have the luxury of not having that type of mentality because they're comfortable with where they're at. But we're giving 150 to 200% every night. You would think fatigue would settle in. But I guess they are just on a different level. Not even worried about it. Just continuing to go out there, make plays happen. I'm proud of them, though. I'm proud of them. The Islanders are a good team, and to do that twice now in a really short span of time is impressive. And to see the stat line, and to see the players step up, and to see the multi-point nights, and to see the team play the way they did as a team in a lot of aspects of the game tonight was impressive. On the road. Who's your daddy? What's he do? The Flyers get it done. I am really baffled with their performance. Especially after going down 1-0 in that fashion. Even though it was fluky, sometimes that could really do one of these on the bench. All the boys are hanging out on the bench. They're all pumped. They're all excited. Deflated. It happens all the time, but not this team. Yeah, not this team. Let me know your thoughts down below on this. Flyers get a big one against the Islanders. Got to continue it, though. Got to continue it, and you need help from other teams. Let me know your thoughts on who you thought had the best game tonight. You giving it to Voracek? What'd you think about the hit? let me know about the hit down below. I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was that bad. Thank you for watching. See you next time.